Hey? Nah, I won't say that. Roughly, I know what it means.
What does it mean?
Roughly, I know what it means.
What does it mean?
It can't be translated.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
alright.
basically. Well, I say rather not be translated.
Yeah, yeah,
There's the
yeah.
microphone on, you know? Say again? Nah, I play tennis. Yeah. I'm not, don't play soccer. Never, nah, when I was in junior, it works out for me.
We'll just do a mic test quickly, just because they asked for it. Just a second.
Done. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Real good.
Oh, I know, yeah, that's...
I mean, it's alright, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll be holding. I mean,
You got a sheet.
sure, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I like to have a sheet.
It would be like, yeah, but that's a good start. Yeah?
Last year, I had a table.
Yeah.
Now, wherever I go, there's no table.
Bring this one. Maybe, yeah. Unless you take up too much space. I just...
Yeah, mine, that's the other one.
Cover here, Mash. Mash.
Wait for the government.
Huh? Yeah, it's a bit of bullying, I reckon. Bullying, I reckon.
This is for you, mate.
Oh. Well, you guys don't need another one?
Crossed it out on the
I had Echo with you.
Hey.
Yeah, we should, yeah? Yeah, we should.
played professional tennis. So,
Really?
yeah. It's tough. You ready to go, big mate?
Yep.
Like it was in like
Yeah, I'm also, so whenever we... Yeah, just same as last time when they like walk out.
Yeah.
So line up.
Do you have a lot of times?
Yeah, kind of work under like part of a company already. So I'd say I'm one of the popular coaches that they like to request me quite a fair bit.
How long did you play for?
Since I was about 4. So yeah, been through it. I did. I did. I mean, yeah, of course. You like it. Obviously, there comes a time when you're playing a team that doesn't, you don't really enjoy it enough. It kind of comes with like a chore. You wake up and is that when you wasn't as long as you know? No, I don't know. I know Thanasi though. Yeah. Whenever there's a dead play or something like that, whenever the ball goes out of play. That's what I did the other week with Adam. So it's all good.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's good at it.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, mate, it's yours.
Really?
And I don't know who the subs are. Who are the 2 goalkeepers? I know Niven and Reed are the goalkeeper starting, but are there other goalkeepers? I've never seen a goalkeeper change.
That's the thing, I've never seen a goalkeeper change either.
Then you look
Where about you?
really. Who's in the class too? Swinningston.
Oh, okay.
It's on the wing line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I grew up over in Egamont, which is not far away.
Yeah.
You know, so I do. I don't know this area all that well, but I know that area pretty well.
Yeah.
So if you go further east, like the Wenston all there, I know everything from here, but I just don't know. You go down, Winshaw Street, and it takes you
Yeah.
Thomastown and everything. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's only Saturday or Saturday.
Yeah, I know. headset. I couldn't hear anyone else. Like, I could only hear myself.
I couldn't pay.
Yeah, the one last night between Layla United and Wilson Rangers. The other Dockerty Cup game last night. So I did that one by myself.
Where was that at?
Like 10 minutes up the road.
Oh,
Yeah, up in Epic.
up at Whittlesea or Wade or Wade?
Whittlesea.
Who won it?
Whittlesea. 5-1. Yeah, I'm more of a stand. Yeah, I am too. Yeah. Do you want to do the intro?
I'll do the intro, you all right? I did round 1 women's match. I won 6. I asked it round 2, but I just
Yeah.
Go Polonia!
Worst part about these games. You gotta trust your other players.
What a header, Chrissy! That was in the net! Let's go, Chrissy! Let's go, Eagles!
I'm assuming Western Eagles red. Mill Park. What I saw in there on their
Fucking team! What a team!
Yeah.
Go Eagles!
Wake up, Seymour!
Ready to go, Dan?
Good evening and welcome to Mill Park. Dockerty Cup continues. It's round 4 and tonight 2 teams that were pretty impressive when they joined the competition in rounds 2 and 3 and get an opportunity playing each other. They're playing in the same competition on the weekend, of course, in the Northwest State League 2. Western Eagles up from State League 3 last year. Mill Park were middle of the road, been pretty good in their early games. 3 wins, 1 loss. So the Western Eagles battling a bit, but when it comes to the Dockerty Cup, a different competition. The winner goes through, the loser bows out, and both these two sides have an opportunity tonight to continue on in the competition here at Mill Park. It's a great pleasure to welcome my co-commentator Stefan with me tonight. And Stefan, great to have you with us. Beautiful night for football. We've got this Indian summer continuing as we're on the edge of Easter. Happy Easter to you, and it should be a great match between these two sides.
Yeah, it really should be. I'll tell you what, we're getting ready for a ripper of a match, and if anything was to go by from last night, it should be a ripper. We had Whittlesea, the Rangers take on Laylaw United last night, just up the road. 10 minutes from here, it was an absolute ripper. Those two sides, they faced off against each other only 2 weeks prior to last night. Got the win 5-1, Whittlesea Rangers. Absolutely unbelievable. The last goal, the Napolitano booted, top bins, unbelievable clash. So by last night, I think today we're in for an absolute ripper. And funnily enough, Dan, actually these two teams, they play each other in 2 weeks' time on April the 26th, so it should be an absolute ripper.
It certainly should. It's interesting tonight too that both teams, I know, speaking to the Mill Park president, Christian, and he told me that they're resting a lot of players, but their team is Reed, the goalkeeper, Malley, O'Kane, Hannah, Barrerio, Oghana, the captain tonight, Trajanowski, Fujinami, Franco, Thomason and Horan. That's their starting team, the Western Eagles. Strojanowski, Garbutt from New Zealand, Todorov, Dudas, Williams, Dobrazovic, Tani, Napoli, Comzo, Negrit, Niven is the goalkeeper, Reed, Coleman and Spiteri. So there's your starting teams. As I say, they're resting a few as they get ready for their Saturday match in 2 weeks' time. But Stephen, take it away. We look forward to a big game here, the Dockerty Cup round 4.
And kickoff is underway between these two sides. They're going to look to try and kick things off with a bang here. And already, we can see the ball already being booted around between Mill Park and Western Eagles. Western Eagles wearing their red kits, Mill Park wearing their blue. And Todorov already getting involved with the side. Napoli. And ball just being booted around here. Garbutt. All the way on that far side, going to boot it forwards. And just a bit of a slip up there for Western United. Now here comes Hannah directly in the midfield. Franco. Here's Franco again. Tried to through ball it forwards. Didn't have anybody in his sights. And that'll be stopped quickly early on.
So both teams just checking each other out and sharing it in defence at the moment. The Western Eagles. Niven, the goalkeeper from Ireland. Coleman, famous name in football. There's a Chris Coleman who's played over 480 games in England. And so, Niven then had to come out with two opponents around him. Did well to leave the 18-yard area and push it away. It could have nearly been danger if they had lobbed it over the top because he wasn't there to protect the goal mouth. But luckily, he was good enough to get there. As Reid has it now, the goalkeeper for the Mill Park team. They bring it out to the outer side. They share the ball nicely. Goes back now to the middle of the pitch. Trajowski. And now Malley. And they get it inside their attacking half. Here's an opportunity now if they can set something up. The Mill Park team, but good defence by the opposition in Western Eagles. And it's taken at the back by Niven, and they can clear again. It's 0-0. Opening couple of minutes.
Both sides just feeling each other out. There's Williams. He's going to be one to watch out for the Western Eagles. So far just been moving around ever so slowly, inching up. Negret as well. Another player to watch out for, the striker for the Western Eagles. And already both sides in a dispute here early on. Beautiful weather out here for football. It was a very, very hot one here today, and the conditions have slowly died down. We're up here in Laylaw at the moment. The ball's just going to be booted up. So, still 0-0 out here. Last round it was Mill Park who got a 1-0 victory over VPL2 side, the Essendon Royals. However, it was the Essendon Royals who did use most of their under-23 squad in that bout. Rested up a lot of their VPL2 side. So definitely a lot of confidence for them regardless of who they played. Melly, back off to Fujinami. Horan. Hopefully we're going to see a different game style of play being let out here this evening. Last night, a lot of long bombs and crosses happening for both sides. And so far, it doesn't seem to be a lot of that happening here tonight. And already, both sides look to be in control of the football right now. Napoli, speak of the devil. Here's the boot off to Williams. And just a bit of a trip up there with Franco. Franco again, here he is. Trying to control the ball and work around with Diudis. Melly. And Mill Park effectively getting some ball movement happening, but it is the Western Eagles managing to stop that one.
Beautiful to watch on the ball, Franco. A couple of back heel passes as well. Cleared by Coleman out of defence. He gets it back now inside the defensive half of the Western Eagles. Goes long now. Can't be controlled by Williams, but eventually he did okay to chest it down. Pushed forward by Negret, but cleared at the back. Thrusting his boot out on that one was Reid, and brings it still inside the defensive half for Mill Park. They have it on the outer side in front of the coach's dugout. Cleared at the back again by Coleman. And
there is going to be a yellow card given. Not sure what that was for, but a yellow card given on the far side. I think against Western Eagles.
And the yellow card for Mill Park was actually awarded to David Trajanowski. So the first yellow card for Mill Park awarded to him.
So he got the yellow card. Right.
For Mill Park, David Trajanowski already getting a yellow card. So interesting stuff. I'm not, again, Dan, as you, I'm not really too sure what that was all about.
Might have been mouthing off, but they win possession. See, in AFL footy, which is where I've made my bread and butter, Stefan, you give the free kick away. If you mouthed off, free kick away, 50-metre penalty. In that situation, they had the ball. They still get the ball, but there's a yellow card given against the player. So, well, we love the game, but sometimes some of the decisions frustrate us. But they did do a great job, these refs. So they know it better than I do. But anyway, 0-0, and we're here for the stream for Football Victoria. Great to be here. Dan and Stefan, your commentators tonight for this Knockout Dockerty Cup Round 4 clash being played at Mill Park, between Mill Park and the Western Eagles, who are based in Sunshine, or Albion to be precise. As they go back now, Mill Park looking to see if they can steady. That pass was a bit wavered, but he takes it on the edge of the 18-yard area and will foot it away, the goalkeeper Reid, and bring it in front of our commentary position now. Looking to control the ball. Number of players getting involved. Long ball. Fujinami was involved there. Playing at the back for Mill Park. Down the line again. And it will again be taken by Reid, who's doing a lot of good work at the moment. 0-0 at the moment. And we're inside the first 10 minutes.
So far, one to watch out for the Western Eagles is going to be Negrit, pushing up forwards on a lot of the defensive possession for Mill Park. He's definitely going to be one to watch out for, and already here we might have something being in the making. And we'll just have a free kick here early on for the Western Eagles. Lobrashevich. Back off to Coleman. Famous name in football, Garbutt. Back off to Coleman again. Coleman to give it a boot forwards. Williams. And the ball just being tossed around a little bit here. Off into the direction forwards. A massive header in the direction of Franco Napoli. Back off to Fujinami. Ball being sent up between both sides, being lobbed around. Ball's up again. Williams again. What can they make of it this time? Pomzo was in there for the Western Eagles, but couldn't quite keep it alive. And here comes Franco now for Mill Park. He's going to try to chip it up to himself. Can't quite make amends of it. He brings down Coleman with him.
I think Coleman has a reason to be aggrieved then, Stefan, because I thought he was pulled off the football before the free was given, to be honest. I thought he was definitely pulled off the ball. The opponent draped him around the shoulder, grabbed onto his shirt, and then he's obviously got involved as well.
You've actually missed it, Dan. We've had a yellow card being awarded to Christopher Coleman in the process of that whole thing. So the first penalty of the night being awarded to Mill Park. We didn't have one last night. And instead, it's going to turn and shift. And in the early stages of this game, we've got ourselves a penalty. And it's going to be going for Mill Park. And it will be Mateus Barrero who will be the man to take it. He's had 3 goals already so far in the State League 2 competition. He's yet to score one in the Dockerty Cup. This for his first. And to get Mill Park 1-0 up on the scoreboard. And to really set the tone here early on. Whistle's blown. And he's going to give it a boot. And just like that, Mill Park get the first. And it's Mateus Barrero, his 4th goal of the season. And it comes via a penalty. 1-0 lead for Mill Park here in the 4th round of the Dockerty Cup.
Yeah, I still think Western Eagles were a bit unlucky there, but anyway, as an old colleague of mine, the late great Jack Cameron would say, son, it's in the scorebook. We can't worry about it now. We're going to move on, and we will move on. But I'm not sure it was there. We are so close to the action here. I could nearly ask Todorov is right next to us. Was it a penalty? But he's run off straight away. So forget it. I'll just have to bide my time. Anyway, Western Eagles down 1-0. Early stages. Todorov is calling for the ball from Niven, the goalkeeper, who elects to go wide to the outer side, sliding it away. Good pressure by Mill Park, not allowing them to get the ball outside the defensive half. Now they do a lobbing ball, and holding on again was Western Eagles, and it'll be Mill Park with the ball inside the 18-yard area, which is now pushed out by their goalkeeper, Ethan Reid. 3 wins and 1 loss so far in the main competition for Mill Park. 1 win for Western Eagles, who've come up, of course, from Northwest State League 3, where they were the best team by 4 points over Williamstown, have also come up as they get the ball down inside their 18-yard area, and they're attacking half once more, Mill Park, with that penalty caused by Torero. And under some pressure here, Western Eagles trying to clear the half, but the pressure is immense. And Torero's the one who's making it hard for Western Eagles to get away. Now the Western Eagles will get a free kick. A play was impeded, which should have happened to Coleman a bit earlier. I'll get over it eventually, Stephen, but it's going to be a free kick and it'll go the way of Western Eagles.
Yeah, it was. In fact, it was James Thomason who was all over that play for Mill Park. And instead it'll be the Western Eagles marching forwards here slowly with the ball, trying to chip the ball up. They are. And they didn't call it, but they do now this time. And a bit of a tussle here early on there between Franco and Franco. And as we wait for this, a yellow card being awarded for Mill Park.
Well, that was just reacting to a situation where Todorov, I thought, might have deliberately tripped him. Now, I've got to be a bit careful because, as we said, we're right on the line here, and Todorov is right next to me. He's a big, big man, and I'm a little man, Stephen. Just have a look at me. Not much of me at all. I couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag, but I reckon he started that. He started that, and unfortunately, as often happens, when you react, you get the card against you. So that's what's happened here, unfortunately, for Franco.
Yeah, well, it was, and referee Sadush Pandey, he was in no waste to award a yellow card to Franco. So that was Napoli with the boot, and we've got a corner coming up here. Just a quick reflection of all our referees. We've got referee Sadush Pandey, assistant referee number 1, Chris James, and assistant referee number 2, Zach Borg, who I believe is right in front of me. So, here we go. Napoli to take this corner. Ball is up for Western United. Oh, and it was a very close one for the Western Eagles there on that attempt. It was a good stoppage by Reid. And we're going to have another corner coming up here. So Western Eagles, one wasted opportunity there with a corner. Here comes the second, and the second one of the evening. Both hands are up. Ball is up, punched away by Reid, and the ball just going to be pushed back here. Barrero was in pursuit, trying to keep it alive for Mill Park. And just like that, ball ends up from one end of the pitch to the other. Ball just being booted around. Here's Franco, who's awarded with a yellow card. Nothing's going to be called there between Garbutt and Franco. And referee Sadish Pani. Just going to wait up a little bit here, actually, on the verdict of that play. We're just waiting up on the verdict here, but it is currently 1-0 and in favour of Mill Park.
What's the situation too where Napoli was touching the referee? I mean, I don't think there was anything untoward in it. But I mean, again, I'll use an AFL and Australian rules example. We'd be all over that. Anyway, Todorov does well to get back for Western Eagles on the edge of the 18-yard area. Napoli again gets it defensively. They've got to try and clear it, the Western Eagles, to the outer side now. Napoli's calling for it. He may receive it, and he does. Just beats his opponent. Through ball's a good one, but the defence is pretty solid. Malley turns an opponent inside out for Mill Park. Does well to get it in the middle of the pitch. Right on halfway. Franco got a touch on it. Delivered down nicely by the Mill Park team again. Good play by Hannah. But again, the defence okay for Western Eagles, who are down 1-0, courtesy of a penalty, which was successfully converted by Terrerio. And now Mill Park are on halfway, having to go back to try and set something up. They go through again. Their attacking process is solid so far. Number of players getting involved. And again, well done by Todorov, who got back as there was another attempted through ball by the Mill Park team, with a number of players having an involvement. Kujinami being one of those. The very tall figure of Hannah, a big man as well. So it's 1-0 at the moment.
Both teams definitely utilising their wheelhouse at the moment inside the midfield. Hana and Oghana both doing a lot of the rough yards. As there we go! Just like that, it's a 2-0 lead for Mill Park. You wouldn't expect it even if you blinked. And just like last night where we had quite a lot of goals, and one goal is turned up just in a blink of an eye like that for Mill Park. And it is David Trajanowski with his first goal of his season. Correction, his second goal of the season, actually, my apologies. His second goal of the season, and it actually comes in the Dockerty Cup. So he's played in all 4 games for Mill Park. And what a time to come for him. And just like that, Mill Park here early on, they're really showing why they are the 3rd place team in the State League 2 competition. Really just seem to be outclassing the Western Eagles right now at the moment. And here they come again, actually. Trajanowski. Here's Barrero. And the ball just going to be quickly slipped up. Garbutt is on that far side. And the ball just going to move slowly into the back. Here's Dobrashevich. Back off. Give it a boot forward. Tried to go into the direction of Williams, but couldn't. Back off to Napoli. Napoli has had quite a lot of the football here so far. Along to has Diudis in the wheelhouse. Gives it another boot. Here's Williams again. Ball was quickly intercepted by Fujinami. Napoli again. Garbutt. Gives it a boot forwards. Tried to go to Negrit. And that ball's just going to be booted away. So far, it's the Western Eagles trying to just slowly settle down into this game. They've definitely been overwhelmed by Mill Park. And we might have an opportunity there, actually. Gives it a boot from well out of the box. It was by Diudis. And we're going to have a goalkeeper ball.
And the coaches are quite colourful on the other side. Certainly from the Western Eagles camp, who later this year will celebrate their 75th anniversary. Been around since 1950. Mill Park since 1991. Relatively newer club. There's a football club on every corner. They're playing this Dockerty Cup and playing the Football Victoria competition no matter what league it is. And they try to set something up there, Mill Park, but the pass had too much on it.
Go forward, boys.
And Todorov goes back as O'Kane was the player that kicked it a little bit too long and too hard for the Mill Park team. As they go down the right-hand side, Western Eagles, but turned over again. Good play by Mill Park. The defence has been solid. Back now, thrusting the right boot into it. The goalkeeper, long ball by Reid, but the defence is there to try and clear up in Coleman with Niven. He's let 2 through so far. As we approach halfway of the opening half. Lob back. Drobicevic. Napoli just outside the 18-yard area. He's got Todorov if he wants to go longer, but he elects to go to Drobicevic again, who passes wide to the outer side, and Western Eagles setting up almost on halfway here. Down 2-0. One of them was a penalty. There's a few yellow cards been given so far in a fiery exchange. Through ball. And now they can set something up. Long ball comes again by Todorov. Sits for Napoli. He goes wide once more, just outside the 18-yard area. Looking for a way through. And that was Garbutt, the New Zealander. But again, Mill Park standing firm at the back. 2-0 there, Luke.
At the moment, both defences seem to be rolling right now. Really managing to stop every little bit of attack that's coming in. Here's Dowd. Whistle just going to go here for Sadish, the referee, who hasn't been hesitant whatsoever to award a couple of yellow cards here early on in this clash. Here's Drobicevic, the captain for the Western Eagles. Coleman. He's had quite a lot of the touch of the football here. And nothing being left out there on the pitch so far with all these players, and that one's going to be awarded for Napoli. Barrera gave him a bit of a push down. Comso is going to be one to watch out for as well. The number 19 for the Western Eagles so far seems to be utilising his position right up forwards. Whenever the long ball comes, he seems to be all over it. Here's Coleman. Barrero's pushing up on him. Negrit now on that far side. Reid for company. And instead, Trajanowski. Here he comes. He can't be stopped, but he is. Coleman now off to Garbutt. Negrit. And this one is going to be Mill Park's ball. So the first goal came via a penalty. The second one almost came as a goal that was very unexpected. A wide open David Trajanowski inside the box, and well, he made the defense pay for it, the slippage of play, and it resulted in a beautiful goal for David Trajanowski. And here already, might have something being made of it. Tomasin was in there. And instead, here comes Mill Park charging inside the box, not giving an ounce away. Reid was there as well, but the ball was quickly stopped in his tracks. Oghana. And the ball just going to trade possession here in these moments of the game. And a free kick being awarded for Mill Park. It actually won't be a free kick. It's going to be O'Kane to throw it in. Off to Oghana. Going to give it a boot forwards to Franco, who's all open by himself in the back. We had Todorov for company. And the Western Eagles, they're just stuck on this near side at the moment. Fujinami. Here he is. Going to go forwards. Mill Park just trying to open up the space inside the midfield at the moment. Hahn tried to go forwards, managed to Melly back off. Again to Barrero, who had it momentarily ago. Here's Franco now inside the box and cross it in. And a very close one again for Mill Park and a possible 3-0 on the scoreline.
You don't have to pump the Western Eagles. Their defence is a bit disorganised. Their best chance, of course, is that magnificent corner, which was very deep indeed. It required wonderful defence by the Mill Park defenders and, of course, their goalkeeper also, Ethan Reid. But it's predominantly been inside the attacking half for the team in blue, the home team Mill Park. Thanks to Aaron and his team for certainly looking after me with plenty of information. I know that's Stefan as well. As that was a pretty good corner kick, which just goes across the goal face. An opportunity for Torero. He tried to head it away and then he lost control. And it's going to be a free going the way of the Western Eagles team, the team in red. Williams not happy because he was hoping the ball might come his way. And the ball's inside the 18-yard area. Coleman's got it now. He goes in short. Receives it again. And they just work with it through Garbutt. He'll go across the face. Still inside the defensive half. Todorov makes a move if required. Dobrasevich, the captain. Back to Coleman again. Napoli's at close quarters. He goes in the direction of Williams. Headed away by Malley, that very solid defender for the Mill Park team who couldn't get control of it in the middle of the pitch. And now it's inside the attacking half of the Western Eagles. They'll push it to the right now. Dobrasevich inside the 18-yard area. Good defence, though, by Mill Park. Their defence is a bit more organised. They're getting across inside the penalty area, and they push it over the sidelines, and it will be a Western Eagles ball with the score 2-0 in favour of Mill Park.
Here's Napoli, going to give it a boot forwards. Williams tried to rise up. He managed to get a back heel. Oh, and that was a very, very close one, and a very close kick, actually, by Mikel Reid. And so far, a lot of balls that are being brought into the Western Eagles attack. They're finding the opportunities, but they just can't manage to finish it off. Fujinami with a long bong forwards off to Franco, who was headed up by the defense of the Western Eagles. Melly back off again to Franco. Franco, who has Todorov in the back. It's quickly stopped there by Coleman. Diudis now is all by himself. Off to Reid. Reid on that far side tried to sell the candy to Trajanovski. Here's Boris Dobrasevich. Back off to Coleman. Garbutt. They're just slowly working the ball forwards. Were the Western Eagles, but that ball's going to be quickly thrown out of play. Fujinami, who's played 4 games so far for the Mill Park outfit. One of their key defenders. The ball almost just slipping up there for Mill Park. Ball's booted up in the air. It's free at the moment. Williams tried to come in. Todorov with the header forwards. Hahn finds Franco all by himself forwards, but it'll be an offside call. And it'll still be a 2-0 lead here for Mill Park.
Yeah, it was well seen. It could have been a second yellow. You're right. I mean, we've got the Western Eagles supporters right behind us, baying for blood here, Stephen, because he did know that the whistle had been blown, Franco, and he did decide to keep playing. So they could have given him a second yellow, which means he's off and out. But no, Coleman has it now. He receives it from Dobrasevich. In short now. Garbutt has opponents all around him inside the defensive half, being corralled. Back now to Coleman. Coleman goes in short. They've got to try and set something up here, the Eagles. Down the right-hand side. Reid under some pressure. Looking for support. Has to go back. Does now to Coleman because they've done so well to get all their players inside the defensive half, Mill Park, that all the team in red can do, Western Eagles, is just go backwards and try and set something up. But they look up and all they see is, blue shirts in front of them. And they can't do much about it as they just pass around. Still inside the defensive half. Drovasevic. Coleman with a stuttering running style. Run down again. Good play by Mill Park, but Coleman in the road. He eventually gives it up in front of the Mill Park coaching staff, and they'll be happy at the moment. They lead 2-0.
Mill Park, they'll definitely be happy with that at the moment. A 2-0 lead, as you just said there. And, well, their best result ever that they had in the Dockerty Cup last season. Ended up getting to round 4, where they suffered a 5-0 loss to Upfield. Same can't be said, however, though, for the Western Eagles, who got to a very impressive round 5. They went down 2-2, went down to penalties against Hoppers Crossing. That was at home for them, and I'm sure they'd want to replicate things so far. They have gotten to the 4th round. I'm sure they'd love to keep progressing. However, they've got to start pushing up forwards and really start using all their opportunities that they have. Here's Williams. Comso. Here he is inside. He's still got the football inside the box. Going to keep it alive. Back off to Todorov. He's going to cross it up forwards. Reed's in the back. The small man, Williams, got up, tried to do a bicycle kick. He did. And that ball be booted away. And regardless of what happens there, Dan, that'll definitely be a highlight play.
Oh, and I thought the goalkeeping by Reed, it was a reactionary piece of goalkeeping where it was, the bicycle kick was a ripper, but he was there, able to cover it. And he just put his hands in front of his face and said, I reckon I was going to lose the nose of my face then, and I just put my hands in front of the face, Reed, and he saved what would have been an outstanding goal for the Western Eagles to get them back in the game. But that's great goalkeeping by Ethan Reed of Mill Park. 2-0 still, and they can thank the goalkeeper there, but gee, that was some good stuff by the Western Eagles. Nearly the goal of the season. Would have been something special to beat that, no matter how much football's still left, and there's plenty of it. We're only into, the second month, aren't we? And they were trying to, Western Eagles go for a little pass close because Mill Park had closed them down very close to the sideline in front of our commentary position. We're actually inside the boundary. I've never been inside before. Todorov was there and he heads it over the line. It's thrown down again by Mill Park, but getting back is Drovasevic from Franco. Good play by the goalkeeper, Niven, to get it in the direction of Todorov. He couldn't take it. Good play now by Mill Park, an opportunity to set it up through Big Hannah, but it's turned over at the back. Good play by Drovasevic, very solid, the captain, leading from the front even though his team is down 2-0. He passes out wide to Garbutt. Garbutt has Coleman, stretching down that outer side now. Has to go back because he looks up and just sees blue shirts everywhere. He's surrounded, like the OK Cravell. In short goes Drovasevic. And Diudis does well to get it back now in the direction of Coleman. And they've got to try and find a way through. Cosmo also got a touch in that, but the pass was no good, looking for the through ball. And the Mill Park defence once more clean it up, led by the goalkeeper, Reed. And they can bring it down in front of our commentary position again. Franco's offside once more. Clever play by Todorov. He knew he could be offside here, Franco, if he allowed him to go in front, and he did.
It was a very, very close one. And so far, Mill Park is doing a really, really good job at really shutting down every single little bit of Western Eagles' attack. They're really putting the pressure up wherever the ball is at the moment, wherever, as Dan said, wherever they look up at the moment, they can just see blue shirts galore, and I can see exactly what he means by it at the moment. Whenever Mill Park is in defence, they're really, really stopping Western Eagles from progressing that ball any bit forwards. Garbutt off to Reed. Only just about keeps it in, but lost it. O'Connor crosses it forward. Strinovsky tried to keep it in play. That ball will be out of play, and it will be Mill Park's ball here as well. So Mill Park doing a good job here at just keeping the Western Eagles at bay, considering that very, very close shot on goal that just happened moments ago. As Dan said, that definitely would have been a highlight play for sure. Definitely, dare I say, it would have been the goal of the Dockerty Cup for 2025. Garbutt, which has been booted around. O'Kane turns around. Coleman with a header. charging forwards and gives it a boot. And a very, very close one for Mill Park. And Barrero not hesitating and holding back whatsoever. He wants a second one on the scoreboard. And at what points are going to come? All just being disputed on that far side. Still 2-0 though here. Mill Park have the lead.
Yes, Barrero, of course, scored that goal early days. That was the penalty. And again, Mill Park have it on the edge of the 18-yard area inside the box. Some work for Reid to do then. And he just managed to be protecting the right area, which was the outer goalpost. And he managed to get hold of it. Napoli goes down the right-hand side. Under some pressure here, the Western Eagles try and keep it alive. They can't quite control it. And again, good play by the Mill Park defence. They're winning possession. They're front and centre. And good play to keep it alive again through Barrero. Long ball. Now Franco. He tried to head it down. Todorov is there, but cleaned up at the back by Niven. Todorov does well with that curling left foot kick. And Williams has put down an opponent who I'm not sure how serious that is on Malley. And I'm sure there are a lot of studs up from Williams. But Malley will take the free kick. 2-0 the lead.
We had a perfect view of that, didn't we, Dan? That was a very, very close contest between Malley and a very, very close one indeed. Malley looks to be all right, though, but still a 2-0 lead here. A good evening of football here as well. And these two teams, don't worry. If you want to see these two teams take on one another, you can. They take on each other in round 5 of the State League Men's Northwest Division 2 on Saturday, the 26th of April at 6:30 p.m. at the Polish Sports and Recreation Complex. That'll be our Western Eagles home ground. Those two teams will face off one another, so whoever ends up getting the win here, I'm sure the other will want revenge come that matchup. Not this weekend. This weekend's Easter, but the following weekend, however, I'm sure they will want to get some revenge. Okay, with the throw-in. Barrero. Reid's in there, trying to keep it alive and get the possession back for the Western Eagles. And manages to do so. And it'll be Garbutt to boot it away. Or not. It'll be Niven, the goalkeeper, to instead give this one a kick away. A lot of the plays seem to be set up halfway between the box and the halfway line. Ball's going to be sent up. A lot of numbers under the ball. Horan's there, along 2 with Williams. Along 2 with Hahn. Western Eagles struggling to find anywhere to go. Cosmo had the possession, but didn't have a player ahead of the ball whatsoever. Garbutt to cross it in. And the ball just... But a very, very close one, and a good save there from Reid. And another opportunity just slipping out of the hands of the Western Eagles. A 2-0 lead here still for Mill Park.
Yeah, bit of the fumble there by Reid, but he was able to get it on the second grab. And Napoli, he wasn't able to clear it. A chance now for Mill Park, can't, but arriving late. The big boot of Hannah gets, and well done by the lines person. He saw that a man in blue had got out the back and he was offsides. That's a few times so far for the Mill Park team. Now Williams in possession. Right with him is Malley. Goes back now to Napoli, still inside the defensive half. Crosses to the outer side now to Coleman. Coleman's been pretty good. Distributes it now to Garbutt. Garbutt on halfway. Gets it just inside the attacking half. Napoli for the Western Eagles. Lobs it down the line again. Who's going to be there? No one is for the Western Eagles. Again, cleared nicely. Out of defence by Mill Park. And down the left-hand side. Here's Franco. Oh, the goalkeeper's come out miles to try and take on Franco then. Luckily, he was able to just get a boot on that. He was well outside the 18-yard area. Turnover again. Here's a chance. Player, I thought, might have been held there for Mill Park. at the top of the area. A pass now, and unfortunately for Mill Park, the kick was run down and it runs over the sideline and the byline, and it will be a corner kick for the Mill Park side as they were ready to go through Hannah, but he kicked into bodies and a ricochet, so a corner kick for Mill Park as a lead 2-0.
A very, very close one there indeed, Dan. Both sides, they definitely want another one on the scoreboard here, do Mill Park. A ball's booted in, headed away, every which way you can think of right now. And that ball will be out of play. As we slowly wind up towards the completion of this first half. It has been quite a one-sided affair here for Mill Park. They've had Western Eagles' name and number all night here so far, managing to stop every bit of attack that has come forwards. Melly to throw it in. Managed to find Trajanowski. All being booted up. Franco. Napoli's in there as well. The short man not giving an inch. And it looks to be Mill Park's ball still hit by... And a yellow card actually being awarded there by Napoli. So Sudish Pandey not hesitating with a yellow card whatsoever. So as we get set for this free kick here, we are at the Partridge Street Reserve. It is beautiful Thursday the 17th of April. So as we wait for this free kick to be sent up. What can be made of it here for Mill Park? Can they get 3 on the board? Only just nearly kept it out of the goal. Barrero managed to curl it really well around. Ball being sent up every which way you can think of right now. Trajanowski. He's still got it. Trajanowski he has. Marching his way inside the box. And the goalkeeper again for the Western Eagles. Niven just creeping outside the box. He's lucky that no ball hasn't crept up past him like what happened moments ago where he managed to creep up all the way outside the box. And it'll be a goalkeeper's ball here for Western United. Still a 2-0 lead here for Mill Park.
He's taken a bit of a risk, Niven, hasn't he, a few times, Niven. And he's gone if they lob it over his head. That very early on, the first couple of minutes also. And I think their defence is just a bit more disorganised than what the Mill Park team is. Williams heads it on, beats Malley, Horan at the back, hooks it. Got the socks down, Horn. You don't see that much on a soccer field. Coleman didn't really control the header. Garbutt lends him support. The scissor kick over the head inside the attacking half from Napoli for the Western Eagles. But arriving is Hannah, does well, and then Franco and also Todorov get involved. 2 tough customers. And Todorov with the socks down as well. He goes for the little throw in the direction of Williams. He says he wants it back. He passes down the line now. Under some pressure. Negret unsure what to do. Goes back. Inside. Napoli. Edge of the 18-yard area. The defence is there again. Franco doing a lot of good work. Nice little pass. Here's Barreria. No, that's excellent football. Nice pass. Franco wanted it, but the defenders got back nicely. That was much better. Much more organised by the Western Eagles. Coleman. Todorov. Now Williams. He is on the outside, on the inside, and coming across his path with a magnificent defensive stop. He's given the ball away, was Malley, but that was great play. That indicates how good defensively they've been so far, Mill Park. They lead 2-0 late in the first half.
I'll tell you what, Dan, there is so many close possessions that are happening right now. You don't know whose way it's going to go, even though the scoreline does suggest that Mill Park are on top of the scoreboard. You wouldn't even be able to tell if the scoreboard wasn't up there. So many close encounters. Both teams don't want to give an inch. Hannah with the boot forwards. Franco in chase. And to keep it in. Sends it off. Crosses it forwards to Trajanowski, who had the second goal for Mill Park. And back off to Garbutt. Garbutt. To Napoli. Diudis. And back off again to Garbutt. Garbutt. The ball has been with Garbutt a lot on that far side, right where the substitutions benches are. It seems to be the direction of which Western Eagles are playing through on that far side. So watch for when we change sides actually in the next half. Will they keep on utilising that far side, and will actually be on the near side for that second half? So it'll be interesting to see if they change things up or if they keep on going to that side potentially. Here's Napoli again. He's been everywhere at the moment. I'd love to see his heat map if he had one. His heat sense will be all over the shop. Dobrashevich back off to Coleman. And that will be half-time here at Partridge Street Reserve. The first goal came via a penalty. The second one came after a very unexpected goal, but a great goal to be, in fact. No one was around him. David Trojanovski and Matias Barrero. A 2-0 lead for Mill Park. Dan, your thoughts on that after a very, very exciting first half football?
Oh, I thought Mill Park won it comfortably, Stephen. They were just a little bit too strong, great defensively, well organised at the back. I said a few times, and you did as well, that every time the Western Eagles would go through the middle of the pitch to try and set something up to look up, it'd be blue everywhere. And there was nothing they could do about it. They got a couple of balls in deep, which put a little bit of pressure on the goalkeeper, Reid. It was a lovely, very early days. The first corner kick was a nice, deep one, which Reid had a bit of work to do. But Niven, he's sort of at times, I suppose, thrown the gauntlet out at the opposition in trying to leave his line, and that's almost got him into trouble. And I think their defence, even though they're sagged back a bit, the Western Eagles, Coleman and Garbutt on that far side, as you mentioned, Drapasevic as well, they've been a little bit more disorganised, and they've allowed the Mill Park team to go through the middle of the pitch, and their touches have been more deft. So they deserve their lead 2-0. Western Eagles got a lot of work to do. They're not out of it yet, but geez, they'll have to play a lot better, I would have thought, in the second half to advance.
That's definitely right. Hey, and let's not forget about that unbelievable almost goal that happened for Timothy Williams. Managed to get the bicycle kick right up inside. But hey, that'll do it here. Half-time. Still got another half left to play. If that was anything to go by, we still have an exciting second half to come. Hey, don't go anywhere. Still plenty of action here to come. Mill Park with a 2-0 lead here at Partridge Street Reserve. So far, it's been my favourite play of the game. I'm telling you, that was still unexpected goal as well. He was really free inside the box. Didn't expect that. Yeah, I mean, to me, I do like a lot of tennis coaches, so remembering kids' names, kind of second nature to me. Yeah. I mean, I only started, I woke up talking to you this morning to try and finish them up, so yeah. What else do you do? What's your
I do a lot of media stuff now. I'm sort of getting tired of it.
Yeah. Just starting. Did a little bit of radio work last year for FC Melbourne Serbia. And now obviously made the transition here to the football Victoria. Loving it so far. 6 or 7 games that I've done so far. I was excited when I was going to call or anything. I was trying to get them all done. Yeah, you're more AFL. I know Chris was telling me you were working for the
Oh yeah, I've been there for a while. No, these guys are a bit better, but soccer's not my major sport, but I thought around Bob it.
See, for me, I don't know how it is for you trying to remember all the AFL players or the footy players in the AFL. There's just so much more of them. That would confuse me a lot more.
It takes time.
Yeah. Because for me, football, like, I mean, 22 players, it's not that bad. It's a little bit easier for me to at least remember the football players. And obviously, when you call a team, the more time, the more you get saying the name.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm watching a movie with friends tomorrow. So.
Oh, what movie? That's
no, God no. No interest in watching that. It's like a war movie.
Oh, jeez. All right. Righto.
I'll let him hear something good out of it.
Trip up here, man, today.
It's not too bad. Less traffic today.
Less traffic today?
Yeah.
Where are you from, mate?
It's great.
Ah, well, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm Williamson.
Nice. Did you end up getting McDonald's?
Yeah, I did. The one that was in the other side of the ground.
Yeah, 1 hour wait for food.
Yeah, tempted again tonight. Grab two streets away.
Yeah.
Might nick over there, maybe. We'll see. See how we go. Got to be up early tonight. Something no, just got my own training and stuff like that. I'll wake up tomorrow. 6 a.m. session tomorrow. No. 8 to 10. 12. All the way back down.
You get on Western Ring Road and then would you go, or would you go from here through to Greensboro that way and go on the east? You could do that.
We're not live, are we, boys?
No.
Some food, boys.
Thanks so much. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Nobody's fasting?
No.
Tomorrow. Good. Good, all right.
Thanks for that. Thanks very much, Aaron. I'm not a fast.
Thank you, Aaron. It's all right, good.
Thank you.
Nice. Sorry, boys, there's a few squad players that are playing today that haven't had tops. That's I've got a few names on there that, or a few boys that haven't got numbers and.
Yeah. Were they on the team sheet?
Sorry?
Were they on the team sheet?
Yeah. So I sent the the boys that I sent to you.
You probably sent it to him.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. The boys that I sent to you, their numbers aren't even on there. Oh, their names aren't even on there.
Really?
Because they're the boys that we drop in the resis. So I just assumed they were going to be playing our starting team. We've got a lot of squad players on today.
Really? Okay.
I don't know their numbers.
Come in, mate. Well, the team we had was Reed, Malley. Reed was 1, the keeper. Malley 2, O'Kane 3, Hannah 6, playing down back. Viririo, who scored the goal, 11. The penalty. Hahn 12, Trajanowski 14, Fujinami 15 down back. Franco 16 is. That's that. Thomason, Oren, 13. Yeah. And then there's Jankowski, Pavisovic not playing. Who else? Diacono not playing. Zoo not playing. Gallo not playing. Katsakis and Belize. Is that right? That's it. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's good.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know them all. You're all getting the hang of it.
That's it.
Oh,
Nice.
I already memorised the squad.
Have you?
Yeah.
We'll see you back next week then, all right? Every week.
Hopefully.
Provided you win, you will win.
Mate, as long as we keep giving the food.
As long as you keep getting the food, I'll be here every week.
That's it.
What's your background?
Greek Cypriot.
Greek Cypriot.
Yeah. Yourself?
Okay. Half Serbian, half Macedonian.
Okay, yeah. You're Irish. So it's everyone's Easter tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much.
So is your team Greek Macedonian?
Cypriot. So, well, we're based on the Cypriot club, Greek Cypriot club.
Right, okay.
But we've only got 2 Greek boys in the team. But yeah, but we based back in 1991. It was full of Cypriots, and now we're just a massive community team that's trying to come out of the ranks, trying to get out of that, break out of that state league. Let's see how we go.
What have you guys look?
We're pushing. There's a couple of good teams. Laylaw's pushing.
They ended up going down last night.
Yeah.
Well,
they played
their
game,
but yeah,
they played their squad players, a few of their resis. They beat Whittlesea the week before.
They did,
with 10 men. They were losing 1-0, copped the red card and came back and won 3-1.
Wow.
So there's 4 teams they're saying this year that are going to go up for promotion. Us, Whittlesea, Slogger and Rangers.
So is it just a coincidence that a lot of the teams in the second division of the state league are playing each other at the moment in the Dockerty Cup?
Yeah. And the bigger coincidence is Whittlesea Laylaw last week and they played this week in the Dockerty Cup.
Yeah.
And then we've got Eagles next week.
Yeah.
We've got to go drawn with anyone. We've got to go drawn with, like, we've played Essendon Royals, so we've played NPL teams.
Yeah, I saw that.
But you just don't know. Luck of the draw. As when they were sitting there drawing it out, and they pulled Mill Park and Eagles out.
Over the Essendon Royals, considering they're a pretty good side.
I know,
They've got a very good program. I know their women's coach, Vince, very well.
Yeah.
Very passionate man, but they've got a very younger team.
They played their
in the
23s.
women this year. Yeah.
I saw that, yeah.
They played their 23, but they were confident that they were going to take the win.
They lost it.
That's right, yeah. They were pretty confident. As I was talking to their coach, he was like, look, I'll be honest. He goes, we're going to risk our boys against your guys. He goes, but at the same time, he goes, we're pretty confident.
Yeah.
How seriously Aaron's good the teams make the document?
I think the smaller teams, not so serious, I think, because when you start hitting up against your NPL squads, you know what I mean, they're not favourites, obviously. But look, for a team like ours that's pushing for promotion, I think it's good. I think it's good, but give it a go and just see where we're at. Because if we get promoted, we're going to have the team we've got. And we've only got 3, altogether now 2 in stage 1. Yeah. So we've built a team. All right, boys.
Good on you, Aaron.
Thank you. Sounds good. You just enjoy. Whenever you're ready, we can just all
Worry about the lead, yeah?
Good. Yeah, it was. You're lucky you can talk. You can eat now.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened last year when I was doing FC Melbourne Survey. They always come with a whole plate. I remember once I had to call and they bring the food like right when kick off at half time. Yeah. All the other boys were eating and I had to call the entire game by myself. I was making fun of them as well in the broadcast. I was like, well, tough luck, bro. You can eat the food. I'll make fun of you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Patrick Street Reserve for this fourth round clash between. Shout out to old mate who's walking past the camera for this 4th round clash of the Dockerty Cup between Mill Park and Western Eagles. Apologies for that burp, ladies and gentlemen. I just ended up getting some food over here. It actually bloody delicious. I don't know what it is. It looks to be. It's chips with some chicken as well. Absolutely beautiful with a salad. So a special shout out to Aaron, who's I'm not sure whether the president of Mill Park. So special shout out to him for bringing not only Don, myself, but also the cameraman as well for his incredible work, Dan. So special shout out to him as well. But as we're just about getting ready to get underway for this second half here at Patrick Street, we are good to go. It was a massive first half for Mill Park, managing to capitalise. It was a free kick. It was a penalty that actually came by the way of Mateus Barrero very early on. And it was David Trajanoski who managed to finish it off inside the box in the second one. That gave him the 2-0 lead, as you can see on the top left of your screen right now. But Mill Park, they definitely didn't go out without a fight. Definitely had a lot of opportunities to try and score, especially that unbelievable, almost goal-scoring bicycle kick that came via Timothy Williams, who managed to rise up like a phoenix and just boot it. However, it was great goalkeeping, however, though, by Reed, managing to stop it right in time. A great sequence of plays, and, well, we're here now in the second half where the 2-0 lead for Mill Park, who have, dare I say it, been probably only just the better team of this matchup. So too is that man who just booted it, Napoli, who's been everywhere at the moment. So what can these two teams now muster up in this second half? Here we got a nice through ball. Beautiful through ball, actually it was, right out to the open space to Trajanoski. He wasn't able to make anything of it though. And the ball just going to be booted around. Barishevich. Todorov actually. And already just like the antics were in the first half, the antics will continue in this second half, and a yellow card being awarded actually to Todorov of the Western Eagles. And a sub as well coming in as well for Spiteri. And he's just come in. So, at the moment though, 2-0 on the scoreboard. It is a lead for Mill Park. I'll hand it over to Dan.
Yes, Spiteri came on at half-time. Long ball, but good defence again. Fujinami brings it to ground. And again, the Mill Park team. Oh, gee, that was a turnover that almost didn't come off. Chance for a shot at goal here for the Western Eagles. He slips over once and twice to the goalkeeper, Reed, but luckily the defence comes across and stops what would have almost been a certain goal to the Eagles. They had a couple of chances well inside the box, And he slipped over twice in Reed. He slipped over his own shadow, but luckily the Mill Park defenders were there and they were able to stop. And it's thrown back in, cleared by the big body of Hannah. Back on halfway again for the Eagles. Kick down the line again, Drobosevic, who had a header in there. Fujinami has an opponent right on him. Has to go back. And then they bring it out the far side again. They've made another sub. Western Eagles, who got involved in that attempt on goal before. So obviously with a game coming up against Mill Park in a couple of weeks' time on the weekend. Round 5 of the competition in, of course, State League, North East 2. They're resting a few players and just playing a half, but it's 2-0 early days for Mill Park.
So what can Mill Park do to try and keep up that momentum that they had in that first half? Bartoshevich. To Spiriti. Over there on that far side. And an offside called on Mill Park. So the first offside being called of this second half. And it goes Mill Park's way. So here's Horan. And another substitution has also been made actually for Mill Park as well. Dean Jansevsky. Along too with Tani for the Western Eagles. So number 16, Tani. And number 4, Dean Jansevsky. He's in the lineup as well. So a couple of changes being made at half-time. Both coaches probably not satisfied. Probably not satisfied with the way that both these sides are playing. Mill Park senior head coach Andy Vlahos, former South Melbourne and former Melbourne Victory player. Spent some time in Greece and Belgium, and was also the under-18s Hume City coach, plus a technical director as well. So a lot of experience for him as well. And just brought down, there was the Western Eagles player, Fujinami. There he is, he's got Reed one-on-one, managed to get past him. All just been chipped around here at the moment. Tomason was in there as well. Here he is. Tries to chip it up forwards for Barrero. Barrero, who's inside the ball. Gonna get it, and yes, he does. Manages to just sneak it past the goalie. And just like that, it's a 3-0 lead for Mill Park. And that's the second one of his evening for Mateus Barrero. He got the first one of the evening, and that most recent one as well. Dan, what a goal.
Yeah, great touch, wasn't it, Stephen, in the box? And he just was able to, well, not so much walk, but get around the opponents with ease. And it was a one-on-one then with the goalkeeper, Niven. Not much he could do about that. And just a bit flat-footed again, the defence, which I think was their issue in the first half. Tani was the player who came on that almost beat a couple of opponents down the other end for Western Eagles, but emphasising it almost compared to scoring, which is what Mill Park have done, almost for Western Eagles. Spiteri, one of the players that has come on, slides it out to this side in front of our commentary position to Garbutt, and a player was put down, and he'll get an opportunity here to push them well inside their attacking half, Comso, and it'll be taken by Napoli. Bit of a wall in front of him. He will slide it right across to Drobosevic. Drobosevic now will lob it to the 18-yard area. Cleared at the back. Well played, Hannah. Fujinami, very solid player, but kicking into Reed, and Reed puts it over the byline. Looks like it'll be... No, it won't be. It's going to be, I think, a goal kick. Did Fujinami get the last touch? I thought Reed had got the last touch. So it is 3-0 in favour of Mill Park. Round 4 of the Dockerty Cup. They're in a good position at the moment. Cleared at the back by Mill Park. Now they've got Fujinami working hard down the left-hand side. Chance now for the man that scored before, and he scores again. Trajanowski on the left. Magnificent goal He was running out of room and he has just rifled it back, curled it back tremendously, and once more leaving the Western Eagles defence in their wake. It's 4-0 and this is a rout.
Well, at the moment, Dan, it is almost a blowout right here at the moment. I don't want to say it too loud because I've got Western Eagles supporters right behind me. I don't want to say anything too loud, but so far, what was a 2-0 lead at half-time has now quickly turned into a 4-0 lead for Mill Park.
Well, they're as flat as a night Carter's hat, the Western Eagles supporters behind us. And you can understand that. I mean, that was just a little bit too easy, wasn't it? As Napoli needs to try and do something here. Seven?
Well, so far, it's Mill Park with all the answers right now, Dan. And at the moment, well, they seem to be rolling like a well-oiled machine. Here's Garbett directly in front of us. And the ball just being tossed around here at the moment between both sides. Here's Reed as well. Spiriti. Back off. Just going to roll around. Dobrashevich now. Finding Comso, and the ball just going to rotate all the way back into the defensive end. Dobrashevich again. Going to go forwards. Try to go off to Tani. Tani tried to hand it off and kick it off to the charging forwards, Williams, but couldn't. What can Mill Park muster up here again? They're charging forwards. Trajanovski going to give it a boot. Was Barrero, and a very, very close one again. They seem to be, whatever Mill Park seems to be doing right now is turning to gold.
Well, he just didn't quite have enough on it. He's off balance then as he probably wedged that. We've had the Masters in the golf during the week, and he sort of wedged that and didn't quite get enough of it. Comfortably taken by Niven, who's had a tough night at the office, as swinging it from one side of the pitch to the other is Garbett. Garbett now to Reed. Reed will get on the edge here to Tani. Tani on the edge of the 18-yard area, couldn't control it. That's also been a big issue for the Western Eagles tonight. They do on this occasion. They go back just inside the defensive half, almost at halfway. Spiteri, one of the players that came on at half-time, combining with Drovasevic. Drovasevic now with Napoli. Napoli inside the attacking half, but again they get back. Brilliantly, great defence by the Mill Park team. We've got a big lead here, 4-0. Drovasevic again. Todorov, back to Drovasevic. Drovasevic under pressure. All he can do is just pass to players who are a fraction behind him. Spiteri's one of those. Tries to find a way through. Tani gets a little touch on it. But again, the defence is there. Well played by Malley to make sure that he was in front of his opponent and ensures it's a goal kick, with the score still 4-0 in favour of Mill Park.
Just another little sighting that I've seen as well from Mill Park. Luke Gallo, number 17, who's playing on that right wing position, has also been checked in as well into this game. So another little bit of a substitution being made as well. Luke Gallo, he's in. He's scored 3 goals for the Mill Park outfit so far this season. And here he is right on cue. Ball being sent right into his way. It was Todorov who got right up there. Kicks it off forwards. So charging Kujinami, who's got Reed for company. Going to stop on a dime, try and curl it in. All the way forwards, back off to Barrera, but couldn't. And here's Napoli again now. He's been everywhere at the moment in this game. Williams. What can he try and muster up here? And that ball will be out of play. So another couple substitutions checking in here. So it'll be James Johnson checking into this game, I believe, for the Western Eagles. Napoli's day will be done along too with Garbett. So both of those two players' days done and dusted. It looks to be Trajanovski as well. His day looks to be done along too with, I believe, Dobrashevich as well. So quite a number of substitutions coming on now for the Western Eagles outfit.
Which is fair enough. I mean, both teams don't want to reveal all their secrets before, of course, their big match. I know the Dockerty Cup, we spoke to Aaron, the president of Mill Park, at half-time. The club's been around since 1991. I mean, I think that the smaller clubs are really keen to do well in this competition. And I think the further you go, you'll want to win it. But at this stage, obviously, Western Eagles feel they're under the pump now, as Johnson makes a lead, looking maybe to get a possession from the boot of Reed, and he does, still inside the defensive half. He goes inside now, and they'll keep it alive, Western Eagles. Back to Spiteri, one of their many substitutes that they've brought on. He came on at half-time, goes back to Spiteri. Again, under pressure as they're pressing hard, almost on the edge of the 18-yard area. The forwards and the strikers for the Mill Park side here doing a great job. And now a chance for Furlong, who is under pressure. He has to go backwards a couple of times for Spiteri. Another one of the substitutes, Furlong for the Western Eagles. And Reid again. But there's no proper fluidity or fluency or movement. They're just passing backwards like they would at training because there are all these blue shirts right in front of them, making it tough. Barrero again keeps Spiteri honest as he goes down the line. It was almost offside. In fact, it's called offside now. And it's happened a few times to the Mill Park team as they continue this huge advantage in this match 4-0.
As Dan was saying as well, Malik Furlong checked into the game. He's number 14, directly in the centre of your screen. In the red for Western Eagles. What can he muster up for the outfit? And they need it as well. They've also checked in their star player, Charlie Anthony Smith. And there we had a massive body all the way in the middle of the pitch happening, and a yellow card rightfully deserved there for Damon Todorov. Given a massive, massive shoulder, massive bump to Ken Fujinami, and as Dan just said, he probably should have too. So a free kick coming up here for Mill Park. And it'll be Mateus Barrero who'll set this up. Can he do a little Declan Rice here, potentially? I'll have to wait and see. Williams just shouting for Tani to push up forwards in the back line. So Mill Park, they currently lead 4-0 at the moment. Ball's going to be booted up. Tried to give it a cross in. It was a very low ball, so couldn't really make anything of it. Ball just being lobbed in everywhere at the moment here. Mill Park still have it. Barrero inside still. Oh, and it just goes over the face of goal. And another close one going Mill Park's favour.
I reckon the goalkeeper was beaten against Devon, so it could have nearly been 5-0. They won one of their matches, Western Eagles 6-1. They haven't looked like it tonight. Spiteri receiving from Niven, who's had a tough night, as we mentioned. Now it's kept under control. Pass inside. Good ball from the Western Eagles. Tani, he was held on too. It's got to go his way. That is definitely a free kick. The refs missed that one. He was held onto. He was impeded. Turned over again. Here's Johnston, who set things up previously. Passes inside. Good little ball. Came out from Furlong. And then it comes back, and then a long effort from well outside the box. He's not happy with the world Todorov. And he's absolutely put the size 15 shoes into that and put it over the crossbar. Remains at 4-0.
I've got a question for you, Dan. How do you know his shoe size?
Oh, I just took a punt, Stefan. Just took a punt, mate. He looks like a big man. You wouldn't want to mess with him in a dark alley. I'm sure he's a nice man, but you wouldn't want to mess with him with his team down 4-0 in a dark alley. He's a big man, Todorov.
Yeah, definitely right. You definitely wouldn't want to miss out with him. And look at that read. Going right up over Trajanowski's head. The AFL round. I know Collingwood and Brisbane are playing right now, but I mean, what on earth was that? Got right up over him.
In the words of AFL circles, Mike Williamson back in 1970, Jezelenko, you beauty. Nearly Reid, you beauty. Fortunately, young man, wrong sport.
Oh, Dad, you are a ripper. Oh, Fujinami, it rattled me a little bit there, Dad. I've actually got the players. Fujinami now all the way in the middle. Ball managed to get stripped away. Another boot. Wide out all the way. What on earth? Spirini, you are the man. What a goal. A goal of the evening, and the Western Eagles fans go into a frenzy. Oh, my goodness. You're not going to get any better than that.
Well, he came out of the goal mouth, unfortunately. Ethan Reid, and Spaderi has just decided, I will destroy him by kicking over his head, and he connected. Todorov didn't connect before, but Spaderi connected accurately on that occasion, 4-1. Remember, there was a Melbourne City guy, a Dutch player, who was, he wasn't even at halfway like Spaderi was, and he scored a goal in the A-League many moons ago, about 10 years ago, if my memory serves me right. Got a lot of injuries, but he had one big moment, and that was that moment. Here's Johnson as they spread it wide. Is there a chance here? They're down 4-1. He lobs it inside. Tarney a chance now. Tarney swings, and he just misses. It hits the side net. Remains at 4-1, but they got the last touch on it, the Mill Park team, so it's going to be a corner kick for Western Eagles, and maybe that Spiteri goal has got them up and about. Certainly the supporters behind us are up and about now. 4-1 in a stream here of the Dockerty Cup for Football Victoria. Couldn't take it cleanly, Reid, and then kicking into bodies. The Western Eagles, and Fujinami's there to clear again. Gets it down the left-hand side. They come inside Mill Park. But unfortunately that kick didn't find anyone on the end of it. And it's going to be mopped up at the back by Niven. Trying to set something up there was one of the substitutes who came on, Gallo. There's a character in the Chicago Fire TV show called Gallo. He doesn't get anything like the Jason Gallo playing tonight, but he just didn't quite have anyone on the end of that. But the score remains at 4-1 in this Dockerty Cup match on the stream for Football Victoria, round 4.
Wow. You can't get much happening there, Dan. I mean, at the moment, everything's happening right now. We got the screamer, we got the goal from halfway. Everything's going on right now. Well, are we at an AFL game?
We're not. No, we're not. I must try and find out what the score is.
It is a very, very close game here, however, and we've actually got a player down inside the box. So we'll just slow things down at the moment.
Collingwood are up, yes. You're a Collingwood supporter. I've got my partner's nephew.
We're live. We're live, Dan.
Yes.
We're not talking about AFL on the Football Victoria stream, are we?
Oh, well, I've just mentioned it. Sorry about that. Sorry, Chris. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, Tony. Sorry, Mandy. But we've just mentioned it, yes.
Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy. Dan, I tell you what, it's my first time, ladies and gentlemen, it's my first time actually calling with Dan. I'll tell you what, he's providing all the comedy down here, pitch side. What have you thought of the game so far here, Dan?
Oh, look, it's been one-way traffic, Mill Park, but the Western Eagles have just decided they're just going to go for broke, Stefan. And, I mean, that was an outstanding goal by Spiteri. I mean, there's an injury here at the moment, so we'll get a bit of extra time at the end of the day. Obviously, the goalkeeper left his line. He didn't realise that Spiteri, he just went for broke. And the Pies are miles in front. But we're not here to talk about the football. But anyway, thank you very much, Stephen. He just wanted to have a look then. That's why he's throwing it to me. He's throwing me under the bus, the great man. But anyway, there's an opportunity deep into attack for the Western Eagles team as they try and see if they can maybe cut into this lead. And Tarney is coming off, unfortunately, for the Western Eagles. It hasn't had much time on. He was one of the substitutes, but the ball will be at halfway. So it's Mill Park 4, Western Eagles 1. And they've got their 75th anniversary, the Western Eagles, a team based at Albion near Sunshine in the western suburbs of Melbourne. And Reid will go backwards now to the man with the golden boots, Spiteri. And now he finds Niven. Niven goes down on the left-hand side, getting a header away, the Eagles. Another scissoring kick over the top. Didn't quite find the target from the Eagles, but they win possession on that far side underneath the lights, well into attack, and they trail 4-1.
Well, a passage in play inside. Here's Tarney again. Tried to get it going forwards off the furlong. Ball's up in the air at the moment right now. Here's Brito again, who got that unbelievable goal from the halfway line. The Ball just being tipped over here onto this near side on the broadcast side. Barrero managed to keep the ball alive. Fujinami to cross it in. And he's going to be offside there. Was Fujinami. The referee saw it pretty clearly. Fujinami, who's playing his 5th game here this evening for Mill Park. And so far, he's been up and about a lot so far. Playing in the back line for Mill Park, and boy, has he made a difference. Really being able to stop a lot of the attack that's come from Western United. Ball coming in again for Western United, and once again, they can't manage to bring it in. Intended man was Williams. Williams has been the intended man on a number of occasions here this evening. And a corner coming up here for the Western Eagles.
Big body of Hahn did a good job then, and he will obviously be on that far post to protect the goalkeeper, Reid. It's right across the face. Spiteri's there again. He didn't quite get a decent header on that, and it'll be cleared. And they're away again, Mill Park. Have they got players further? No, unfortunately, Barrero runs into Reid. Well done, little Reid. Does well. That's Mikhail Reid, R-E-I-D. And there's going to be a player down again for Western Eagles. Didn't quite see what happened there. Comso is the player down. Hopefully he's okay. I think it might be more cramped than anything else, yeah. So 4-1, so we're going to have a long injury time, I would have thought. As I get a smile from Warm out there, mate.
It's nice.
Nice.
It's cool down a bit, yeah. Nice.
Excellent. Just having it. It's lovely being out on the ground to be able to speak to the players, and they're finding time to speak to us as well. Hahn, the captain of the Mill Park team tonight, played pretty well as well. His team lead 4-1. Scored twice early in this half after scoring twice in the first half. A brace to 2 players, and Barrero was one of them, and Trignovsky was the other one. And he's now off. So Spiteri, who scored the big goal for the Western Eagles, goes back now. Down the left-hand side, a long ball. Here's Tani back on now. Controls the ball at his feet, looking to find a way through. Good defence again. Just on the edge of the 18-yard area. Johnson was in the road. He receives it now. He'll have a shot, but he unfortunately had defence come across his path. And Fujinami in particular worried him out of it. And the Eagles had the last touch over the byline to be taken by the goalkeeper, Ethan Reid, with his team at the moment at the northern end, the city end of the stadium here at Mill Park. 4-1 the lead of the home team Mill Park as they look to advance to the 5th round of the Dockerty Cup.
Well, last year it was the Western Eagles who got to the 5th round of the Dockerty Cup. They just fell short against Hoppers Crossing, went down in penalties to them. And going down 2-2 was that final scoreline. I'm sure they would love to get a case back going to the 5th round. However, the scoreline doesn't look to be in their favour. Mill Park have got the scoreboard written all over for them at the moment. They've really had the control of this game right from the get-go. Reid, back off to Spreedu. And the fans all in the back up behind us yelling, shoot to Spreedy, shoot. The only goal for Western United, for Western Eagles I should say, came at that massive halfway goal. Was beyond halfway. Tani! And that ball is going to go well across the face of the goal. And the Western Eagles, the fans are up in a frenzy here. They're definitely feeling confident after that goal, but unfortunately the scoreline doesn't really go their way at the moment. And we've got I believe a free kick coming up here for Mill Park. The players look to be ready for it. Sorry, Western Eagles. The players look to be ready for it. There's a whole lot of blue. I thought it was Mill Park's ball, just like it has been for quite a lot of the evening. So we'll just wait up for this here. This one will be one that the Western Eagles need, that's for sure, to try and really stay in this game. They've had a lot of opportunities go their way, but haven't really been able to pounce on any of them. Here's Barrero, going to step up, hits the top of the bar. And we're just going to wait for the referee's verdict here. And that was a very, very close one, a little Declan Rice style from Arsenal. A very, very close one there. And we're going to have Barrero again to take this corner on this near side. Ball is up. All the way in the backside. Ball still up. I think they might have knocked it in, but the referee's going to signal for a no-goal. And it might, Dan telling me it was a block, so the ball won't count, and it's still a 2-0 lead here in the fourth round of the Dockerty Cup.
Well, that was very, very close, wasn't it, that shot on goal? A couple of times he's been caught out. We know he got caught out from that very long ball from Spiteri, which resulted in a goal, Ethan Reid, and he nearly conceded a goal from a lovely corner kick in the first half. Well done, Reid, to get up again. He nearly took another screamer, but he headed it down on this occasion. Todorov is there. Spiteri arrives, leaving the 18-yard area, leaving home to foot it away for the Western Eagles was the goalkeeper, Niven. High ball again. There's Janevski, who's a big, big man. He gets a decent nodder on that. Ball goes to ground level again, and it's going to be a Mill Park ball as they lead 4-1. In fact, it's a Western Eagles ball, I should say. Pass out wide. Here's Johnson. Johnson under some pressure. Fujinami. He's wearing him like a glove, and in the end, Johnson couldn't turn around because Fujinami was right with him in his back pocket. Had to go back and concede about 50 metres to the goalkeeper, who does pretty well, Niven, to get it out wide again to Furlong. Down the left-hand side to Tarney now. Tarney under pressure on the edge of the 18-yard area, being corralled by a couple of opponents and forces it over the line. Great defence by the Mill Park team, knowing they've already got the game in the bag, you think, leading 4-1. Scored twice in this half, and then that long goal by Spiteri. One of the highlights of a match that's been full of highlights in the Dockerty Cup in round 4 between two teams in the Northwest State League 2 competition. And as Stefan said, they play each other on Saturday week after Anzac Day.
They very much do indeed, and that I think will be one that the Western Eagles will definitely want to come back fighting after this disappointing performance here. But it hasn't really been disappointing though, because it has been Mill Park right from the get-go. All gas, no brakes, as we see a little bit of a nutmeg there happen from Comso in between the legs of Kujinami. A free kick waiting up here for the Western Eagles, but yep, they will take on one another at the Polish Sports and Recreation Complex on Saturday the 26th of April. The contest will take place at 6:30 p.m. If you are interested in both of these teams taking another shot at one another, that'll be another matchup that will definitely be exciting to see, as what we're seeing out here so far. A 4-1 lead. As Barrero tries to cross it in, rose up, inside was Tarney, couldn't quite get up there. Todorov tried to header it up forwards, and here comes Barrero now to give it a boot all the way on that far side. It was Gallo trying to keep it alive. He's actually down on the play, and it is going to be Mill Park's ball. Mill Park at the moment. They had 4 goals on the scoreboard. It was a 2-0 lead for them going into this second half when they booted in 2 goals in the matter of about 5 minutes they did. A couple of beautiful goals, and then the one goal from Spiritu that was well from beyond the halfway line here. What can they muster up? I have a sneaking suspicion they won't be the last of the goals that we're going to see here. The free kick is up. And it's going to go straight into the hands of Niven. And the Western Eagles fans just shouting, shoot, shoot, shoot. Maybe they're going to have a little bit more success from range here, don't you think, Dan?
Well, they're just going to have a crack. They've got nothing to lose now. He's got a beautiful boot on him, hasn't he? Look at that from Spiteri, from one side to the other. What about 50 metres? and he didn't quite find the target because the defence was pretty good again. They've been very robust, very solid, very physical, the Mill Park defence, and it goes over the sideline. It'll be taken by the Western Eagles on the edge of the 18-yard area. The throw's not great, almost running out of room with the byline very close indeed. Cleared by the Mill Park team, but only momentarily. High ball, headed down by Jankowski, and then there was a chance for a shot, but he didn't quite give himself enough time, and he was off balance, and the ball sails over the byline. Unfortunately for the Western Eagles. Didn't come off, and that was from Reed, who was on the edge of the 18-yard area. He was off balance and just slewed away. So it will be a goal kick, 4-1 the lead. We heard a few of the Western Eagles supporters saying it'll be different when they play each other in a match. Obviously, in the competition, the State League 2, that's what they think anyway. Big man Jankowski has come on in the second half. Huge. Hit empty out of fridge, I think. Down the middle goes Ethan Reed. Headed away. Good play by the Western Eagles. Now that has got to be a free kick. Absolutely. Yes, no doubt about that. Yeah, Thomason. He got studded. He's going to be okay, though, as Jankowski takes it and has a player on his own who chests it on the right-hand side. Looking to set something up now. Under pressure. Not much room, but goes right across the face and over the crossbar. It was an ambitious shot. Very close on the byline there. But when you have the red shirts, they've been a bit better in regard to getting back in the second half of this half, if you know what I mean. Their defence was a bit all over the place early in the match. It was going to be a great effort if he had scored, and he couldn't, but it's 4-1 still for Mill Park.
Also, in the meantime, while you were talking, Dan, there actually has been a substitution. Number 18 for Mill Park has come on. Nicholas Katsakis replacing Matthias Barrero, right at that striker position. He's also checked into this one. We might have a goal opportunity coming up for the Western Eagles, and we actually have Johnson who goes down. But Katsakis now in that starting position right up top in that striker. What can he make, and can he add anything to their scoring tally here this evening? It has been a very one-sided game here tonight. Mill Park, they've virtually had Western Eagles' number all night here. Mill Park, they are the third place team in the State League 2 competition. They've had the 3 wins and only just the 1 loss that they have had. They played Laylaw United last week. Fortunately, that was their only loss that they had. Ended up going down 2-1. It was a goal by Eric Zhu, who isn't playing tonight. So, at the moment, though, they seem to be making up for the loss that they had over the weekend. Fujinami, I should say. Here's Tomoso. All the way back to Spiriti. I had that monstrous goal from the halfway. And that ball will be out of play. We've actually got a player down. It's actually directly in front of us, Mikael Reed, who's down. He's actually holding onto his head a little bit there, so hopefully he looks to be all right. He's just starting to slowly work his way back up into the ground. I think he might have winded himself as well. And I think he has, just holding onto his head, just trying to get some wind back in him. Hopefully he's all right. Looks to just be walking it off, so he's taken that one, as they say, like a champ, Dan. But I have a throw in here for Mill Park. And the ball just going to go into the back line to Spiriti. Niven going to give it a boot. Onto that far side. Try to go in the direction of Smith. He's only had 2 goals so far this season. Charlie Anthony Smith for the Western Eagles. And here comes Mill Park, however, in transition. There was Katsakis. And that'll be waved off. A 4-1 lead here, though, at the Patriots Street Reserve. Mill Park have this one well in control, Dan.
They sure do, Stephen. And there's Spiteri again with that big right boot. Headed away, though. Good defence by Horan of Mill Park. Waiting at the drop. Tarney under pressure, hooks it back to the edge of the 6-yard box on that occasion, but they couldn't quite connect, unfortunately. Comso was the player that didn't get enough on that, and then there's another long ball, and on this occasion, comfortably taken by Reed, and there's another player down. They've had about 4 or 5 players, Western Eagles, who've gone down. Hopefully that player's okay, just inside the 18-yard penalty area at the city end of the ground here. Comso is the player down, as I said earlier, and he's still down. He's just getting some treatment from Oghana, the captain of Mill Park. He's showing wonderful sportsmanship. He even spoke to me. If you're speaking to me, you're a nice person. I've got a head on me like a robber's dog, Stefan. So I'm one of the ugliest men you've ever seen in your life. Got a good head for radio. This coverage, of course, is going on the stream. So luckily you can't see me. Got a good-looking young rooster next to me here, young Stefan. But time has passed me by. But anyway, young Comso gets up and is getting some treatment from the trainers. It's the comedy festival in Melbourne at the moment. I'm no chance, though, of course. Great to be here with Stefan and enjoying the game. It's been a one-way traffic game favouring Mill Park, although I think Western Eagles have been better in the second half. They've brought some of their better players on to give them a run, and there's been more system, I think, and Mill Park have sort of rested some players and brought some back on as well. Janeski's one of their stars, plays down back, very tall man, of course, and he was one of the substitutes. I tell you what, this will be a long second half because we've had a lot of injury breaks due to players being hurt, and Comso's gone off the pitch just for the time being, just to stretch his legs. There might be a turnover here against Mill Park as the Western Eagles through Tarney push on the left-hand side, and a lobbing ball to Tim Williams, but he couldn't get it. And now Fujinami, he turns it over, Reed's there. He couldn't also hit a target. And there's got to be a player who's offside. There's no doubt about that. He was offside by about 10 metres there in Trajanowski, who scored twice. Turnover again is Reed. Arriving late was Johnson. He almost ran into Reed then. And there's going to be a free kick that will go the way of Western Eagles.
Quite a few planes actually flying up over us. Actually, Jetstar flight that actually flew up over us. I had a look through the binoculars here, but a 4-1 lead here for Mill Park. Mill Park, they've had this one in the breadbasket almost from the beginning of the night. Reed to lob it in. Goes into the back and to give it a boot! And that's a massive one from Williams in the back. He was the only man by himself in the back line. He just gave it a boot. So this will be Mill Park just to bring the ball in slowly, and it was actually Smith, correction. It was Smith who actually gave it the boot. Instead, looked very similar, like Williams. And it's going to be Katsakis on that far side now. Gallo. Gallo again. Still got it. Not giving an inch away here at all. Fujinami. He received the ball from Thomason. Now back off again to Thomason, who's in space. Going to take a shot. Take a boot! Oh my goodness! What on earth? We saw one from Spiriti from the Western Eagles. And just like that, Thomason says, how do you like that? I got one of my own, Dan.
Well, he was about 10 metres outside the penalty area, Stefan. That was an unbelievable strike. Nothing that the goalkeeper, Niven, could do about that. I mean, he was virtually right on the goal mouth. It just had the right accuracy, the right distance, the right height, and he has struck it flush. So well done. 5-1 for Mill Park, and they play with it at the back now, Western Eagles. Todorov has been okay down back. Going down the left-hand side again. Smith trying to get in position. Scored twice in one of the earlier matches in the Dockerty Cup, and he rolls over the byline. and he thought that maybe an opposition player from Mill Park had it late, and he's the last one to get up, so there'll be even more time added on. But it's going to be a goal kick for the Mill Park team at the city end, 5-1 in our stream. Football Victoria, great to be here on this Easter Thursday, Good Friday tomorrow. Good Friday appeal, it's a magnificent time of year, Easter, particularly when the weather's fine, but I think it might be turning come Saturday. It'll be nice tomorrow. So a player over the sideline, so down to 10 minutes at the moment, Mill Park, even though they know they've got the game in hand. 5-1, a big win coming up. Been far too good for their opponents. Who did win one of their games 6-1 earlier in the campaign of the Dockerty Cup, the Western Eagles. Jankowski down the left-hand side, getting at the back. Oghana does well. Dancing feet. Has it turned over, though, in mid-pitch as they almost approach halfway. Williams a chance now. It's caught a bit flat-footed as Fujinami caught him late. But well done by Hahn. That was a good ball by Williams. Nearly got through to Tani, who was waiting on the edge, but it was chopped off by Hahn. Fujinami's there, and then coming across his path, it's put over the sideline by the Western Eagles. And it's still 5-1 in this long second half.
Well, as we slowly tick down towards the completion of play here at Patrick Street Reserve, there's been Mill Park almost flawless right from the get-go. Tomasin adding his name to the scoreboard with that massive boot that gave them the 5-1 victory, or 5-1 lead, I should say. It almost feels like a victory, Dan, the way that things are unfolding out here at the moment. Here's Katsakis. Back off ball, just being chipped around here at the moment. Could you, Nami? He's going to go right back to the goalkeeper. He's going to boot it away, actually boot it onto the opposite pitch behind us here. I think he's gotten confused between which pitch he's actually got to kick the ball on. Never mind, here's Williams again. Charging forward, going to chip it forward, tried to go off to Tani. Instead, it'll be kicked off by Furlong. And won't quite manage to have enough control on that one to try and bring it down. Quite a few aeroplanes have flown past us as well. A couple Qantas and Jetstar flights. If anyone's going away for the Easter holiday, wish you safe travels from Dan, myself, and the rest of the team here. And Fujinami goes down. And a little bit of an interesting one there. Williams just giving him the word there to Fujinami. I don't think it'll matter because the scoreline says otherwise. Mill Park, they've been all gas, no brakes in this matchup. They had a 5-1 scoreline last night, which went the Whittlesea Rangers' way as they got a win over Laidlaw United, who actually beat them the week prior. And this time round, well, it looks to be a 5-1 victory that might be going in favour of Mill Park. Could they have one last roll of the dice? Gallo. Thomason again. Oh, he just goes over the crossbar. But a very, very close one again. Thomason is feeling his range from beyond the box. Planes are flying over us left, right and centre here. Boeing 747s and what. But the way that things are standing, Dan, we could be seeing another 5-1 victory. And if things stay the way that things stand, Mill Park is going to walk into the Polish Sports and Recreation Centre. And the Western Eagles, they're going to want some revenge against them come then.
They are. Thank you to the plane spotter, Stefan, telling us about the Boeing 747s and Jetstar and Qantas. If you wanted to get those Jetstar and Qantas planes, good luck, because they've headed off. So here's a... you idiot. Here's an opportunity now for the Mill Park team, but they nearly turned that over because they were trying for a corner kick and they went for a little pass. Fujinami in the end has to go backwards as he had opponents on his tail. One of them, Tani, comes out the far side now, and that's going to be it. That's a big, big win to Mill Park. They're into round 5 of the Dockerty Cup, and I can go home and Stephen can realise that he's been with the most unfunniest man of all time, but it's not about me, it's about the football. And it's a big win to Mill Park. They've won 5-1 over the Western Eagles. A brace, of course, to Trajowski, outstanding play by him, and also by Barrerio, and one of those was a penalty early days he converted. And Thomason scored a magnificent goal from outside the 18-yard area. But the best goal tonight was beyond halfway by Spiteri when the goalkeeper, Ethan Reid of Mill Park, had left his line. That was one of many highlights tonight, one of few highlights for the Western Eagles, but a big, big win for Mill Park. 5-1, and they advanced to round 5 of the Dockerty Cup. Steven?
If anything, Dan, I think you're mentioning that one goal that could have gone in actually in the first half by Williams. The way that he was able to turn around, nearly get a bicycle kick in, that's still my highlight of the play. But, I mean, you can't go past Spiriti without a doubt. But, I mean, what a play. Mill Park, they were virtually flawless all night here tonight. Ended up getting the win. And Western Eagles just saying thank you to their fans for coming out. They're going to take on Mill Park in 2 weeks' time on the 26th of April. They're going to take them on at their home ground at the Polish Sports and Recreation Complex. But tonight is all about Mill Park, a 5-1 victory against them, as Dan said. And that'll do it from us here at Patriot Street Reserve. From the cameraman, Dan, and myself, it is so long and a very happy Easter and a good evening. It is Mill Park with a 5-1 victory as they progress into round 5 of the Dockerty Cup.
This back around a bit. Snuck around a bit. That's okay. Heads up. Oh my God! Number 14 was representing on the team. But if you're gonna let me down, fucking I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, they're good. Thank you. You out? No, we're off. They're off. Say what you need to say. You're finished. If he's gonna play. The big is not on. I will have to know the big. You know me. Come on. Let's go.
It's also got bench and